Hi, I'm going to be making hopefully a hooded dressing gown today for when I start swimming next week. But I'm having so much trouble. The pattern didn't print properly. It didn't print the hood part out, which is why I bought the pattern, printed the pattern. So I had to sort of fudge what it looked like because my printer decided to die and I gave up. It took me ages where I bought the fabric last year and it took me ages to find the fabric. I'm using my overlocker for the first time. Let me see, I'll show you here. Boom. I got it for my birthday in October, and this is the first time I'm sitting down trying to make a garment. I've fiddled with it, but then October leads to November, which leads to December, and it's like end of year, birthdays, Christmas. So I'm trying to thread my overlocker. We also got, you're going to see in the background there, this is all the fridge. This is my old fridge because the new fridge is down here. I've got no space. I sew in the kitchen. So there's this big line of cupboards up. I don't know if you can see there. We've got the new fridge way down there, the freezer, then we've got the pantry, and then this is the old fridge. And I've just got nowhere to sit because we had to bring everything out to fit the fridge in. The dog's outside whining because there's construction going on next door. The budgie's in the lounge room carrying on because it can't sit where it normally sits. She normally sits because it's cold. And I've just done a test run on the overlocker and it's not working properly, so I'm going to have to fiddle around with the tension. So I was just going to cut all this out and just get to the sewing, but I thought let's keep it real because that's... life's not easy. Sewing sometimes is not easy when it should be. So let's try to get this overlocker threaded. I'll show you my overlocker, it's really cool. Let's start. So this is my overlocker. This is my overlocker. It's or a serger. Do you call it an overlocker or a serger? I call her an overlocker. I'm Australian. It's a Jukie MO-1000. I got it out of my birthday. My hubby asked me, "What do you want for your birthday?" And I'm like, "Well, honestly, so I'm trying to do this one-handed. It does actually come off really easy." The reason why I got it was this air threader. You put the threads down instead of getting all the loopers and wires and hooking it out. You press these buttons and boom, it threads itself. Worth the money. But at the moment I have just done this and I'm trying to get the tension correctly, so I've done these all in different colors so I can see. I don't know whether it's focusing on there. The loopers are hang on, wrong side, I don't know. The loopers are coming up, so the book says I've got to fiddle with some tension, so let's go ahead and fiddle with the tension. Okay, it's saying that I have to tighten the purple tension. Alright, so let's try that. Tighten, which means I have to go tighten, so we'll try it a little bit. Where's the pedal gone? And oh, that looks kind of betterish, but not really-ish. Can you really, I don't know, because when you open it up it's really big on the inside and it shouldn't be. At this point I don't really care, but okay, anyway. It also says that I need to tighten the lower looper tension or loosen the upper looper tension. Loosen the upper, or loosen, which way is it? Tighten the lower looper tension or loosen the upper looper thread tension. I don't know. Well, let's just go this one again. Oh, that's better. But you know what? I'm actually doing this for the wrong fabric. I should be testing this on the fabric for the dressing gown, so I might just pause this and we'll get to cutting out the dressing gown and then test all this again. Just want to show you this before I I cut everything out. This is the schematic you get for how your pattern pieces should be. So I've printed them out and I didn't all this was numbered pages, but all blank because I had the robe belt down all the way down here. So I'm going to send them a message saying, can you just like halve it? And then I wouldn't be printing out all these wasted pages. Look, I've got all these wasted pages with the page numbers on them. I just dropped one to show you. Okay, so I've got it back again. Right, so this, I'm putting this back in just to show you. So I printed it out, but the bit that didn't print out was this bit here, which is the hood. The pattern actually has the hood attached to the front half. So this is the back and this is the front. And so the bit that you really need if you're doing a hooded jacket is this bit here. But of course, it printed, see these red squares? It didn't print all these, which is a pain in the what's it. So what I did was because my printer had already died, I cut out what I had, and then I just sort of used the back as a template to draw the top inner part of the sleeve. But as you can see, the sleeve is, where's the half? The sleeve is slightly different there at the top. The shoulder is slightly different at the top. And then I just kind of fudged this bit. So my pattern piece isn't exactly like this. It's a hood, so, you know, I'm going to try. It's for me. I don't really care. It's just for put it on my head, you know, when you get out of the pool and you're wet. So it's not like I'm going to go on a fashion walk or I'm not going to go to the supermarket, anything. It's just for getting in the car and out of the car. But it was a real pain that this is a bit that didn't print. And also I didn't print the pocket either because it's just a square. So I'll see what I've got left over from the material. And I'm also going to make it slightly longer as well. So I'm going to cut out the sleeves first and then try to make sure I've got enough fabric to do the extended length on both the front and back. And then I'm going to do the pocket. And the sleeves are ginormous. This is one sleeve. It is huge, but it is a robe, so... wow. Alright, and because I'm in the kitchen, my fancy paper weights, pattern weights are tins. Who has the space to store all this stuff? Alright, one tin. Oh look, it's curving around. Alright. Oh, I've got to cut a seam allowance. I forgot. I need to cut a seam allowance with these. Oh well, one sleeve will be slightly narrower. I'll just make the mistake on both sides. Oh, come on. Cut. Also, another adjustment I made to the pattern was I cut the back piece in half and I put a cut and fold. It just makes life a lot easier when you don't have to worry about stretching all that fabric out when you've got short amount of space to cut things like I have. I don't have much space at all. So now I can just line it here up on the fold and boom, I can do it on the table. I might add that much to the bottom of the pattern piece just because that's how I'm going. Or maybe double. We'll see. Okay, so I've just been testing the overlocker threading out, and it looks okay. Not 100% perfect, but I mean, I just want to get this done. So what I've done is I've actually gone through and swapped the needle threads, these two needles over, the threads over for the needles, because then when you pull it on the inside, you can't really see the stitches, whereas you can see the colour on if I had the lighter one on the outside. So gotta remember that for next time. So that seems to be working. I've pinned my pieces together. So for the hood, just the instructions. So I'm just gonna see how it goes. I've never sewn a garment on this one before, so we'll see how that one works out. I know not to use pins, that's why I got my clips. So let's try this one. Okay, I've actually never worked with waffle net before either, so good thing about waffle net is it hasn't got a, well, you know, inside or outside of the fabric, wrong side or right side, I don't know. So I'm just going to roughly do that one. This gives the equivalent of boxing corners in a bag. This is what's going to give the hoodie the depth of my head. Alright, I don't know what's wrong with this. Why aren't you moving? It got caught. Did it go all the way through? Did it? Oh, it got caught in the waffle weave. Let's have a look on that, what it looks like on the outside. Ah, that looks pretty cool. Look, I got a hood. All right. Now I need to go on to the next step, but I better go see what that is. Okay, so there was no easy way to show you how to do this because I had to fudge that whole hood dart and everything when I was cutting out the pattern. So may I suggest that if you happen to be making the same pattern as me, just, you know, like make sure your printer's working and then you won't have to do all these fudgy wudgies. But I've got a dart in the actual back piece rather than in the hood. I'm not, you know, I don't care. It's going to work. I've got a hood. So I'm just going to sew this on. I've held it up against me and tried it on with just these clips, and it was working. So now we'll just attach the hood to the shoulder seams and back. I've not really following the pattern because the first step of the pattern was actually to sew the pockets. So I mean, like, that's the easy part. I'm just going to do this bit now while the kids are at school, and I've got the table. And I've got the overlocker out. I think the pockets will be a sewing machine job rather than an overlocker job. So I'm going to do all the overlocker bits first. All right, so bear with me for a moment while we fire this baby up. Well, not really, but it sounded good. This is one of my darts here that I've had to put in. I like the sound of this machine. It's nice and quiet. All right, coming up to the other dart. It probably would make more sense to have the dart in the hood, but oh, you know what? Oh well. Okay, so we have where's the hood? Oh gosh. So, no, where is the hood? Oh look, it's got it's got a tail. All right, so the hood's attached with some darts on the back. You know what? Style them. So now I'm just going to step away from the camera and I'm going to pin the sleeves on, because I'm doing it my own way. So I don't have the room to show you guys, but I'm going to come back and I'll pin the sleeves on. Okay, so I've attached the sleeves as best I can. Well, now we'll go out and put those ones on. So heavy. Let's have a look. So, I've got the hood, which, like, the reason why you have a hood when you're going swimming is to dry your hair, so it's a bit deep at the moment. Got sleeves, nice and long, 2 sleeves, got the front, the back. So now we're just I'm going to edge the sleeves and join it all together. And then we have to do the front, the pockets. What else? The belt. Cool. It seems to be working. Either that or I'm an extra for Star Wars. Okay. I was just about to do the cuff and I found a hole. So, oh no. I'll stick my finger through and fix the hole. That hole is there is because I'm a whole beginner at this. Get it? Haha. I made a joke. Oops. Oh my gosh, look at that. I've given it a... Oh, you know what? I don't care. All right. It looks fine. Now, where did the sleeve go? So I figured out how to do sort of a hem on the overlocker. I did this when I had my mum's old one. So this is the right side of the fabric. So you get your right side and you do an S. You come in and then you fold it back and you take your blade off and you sew. Get that bit under. It's not cutting, so perfectly fine. All the way to the end. And as you can see, I'm not even fussed about measuring it accurately. Because it's a relaxed fit garment. And then you see, so this is what I've just done all the way along here. And then when you flip it, look, you have a hem. And then we'll stitch these down together like this, and then look, you'll have a hem done. Easy peasy. So now we'll put the blade back up. Now you want to go up with the blade, up with the blade. Okay, there he is. Okay, now I'm not even going to pin this. I'm going to start from one cuff, because you can see there to there, it fits perfectly. Oh, it's so big, it's hard to put in your lap. All right. So my front and my backs might be different lengths than the hems. That's why I'm not worrying about pinning it. Just as long as these two cuffs meet. That's the finish you want. That's what you're going to be seeing. So let's join these up. One thing I like about overlockers is that they're fast. So much faster than a sewing machine. Oh, it's going to fall off the table. Got to pile it onto the table so it doesn't fall off. And you've got to pull this bit out. Oh. And then I'm going to go back and check to see if I've got any holes in my seams from my bad overlocker. Not the overlocker's fault, it's the user's fault. Can't believe my first project is this ginormous project. But like, there was only a few pattern pieces, so. Oh look, that's one end. I think it was at the back, and this is the front, or vice versa. That, you know, considering how like I added length, and I didn't do it, you know, accurately. That wasn't bad. So I'm going to pause this so you don't have to watch the boring bit again, and I'm just going to do this side seam all the way down. So that's just the S, make the 1 and the S again. Oh, I'm going to put the blade down. Oopsie, almost forgot. And because this is a long boring job, I'm going to pause this here and we'll come back when it's all hemmed. So it is looking good. Let me just stand back. It's actually a hooded jacket with loose threads. It's a little bit shorter than what I was going for. It's about just under my knees, but that's all right. It's going to be cool. Look how big the hood is. I mean, like, peekaboo. So I've still got to hem this, but I might do this on the sewing machine. Well, I suppose I could do it like this, because this is what it looks like with the S. So remember how I was sewing it like that, and then it folds down. This is what it looks like. So I could totally do that for this, or I could do fold a big one. Maybe I'll just raw edge it and then just, I might just go around the edge and then the sewing machine and just do one single fold. But how cool is that? Okay, so do that. Now it looks like nice and roomy. Got to make the belt. And then look, almost done. Oh, the back. That looks cool, doesn't it? You think it's going to be a really daunting task, but because the pieces are so big, and there's only a couple of pieces. Well, there was there's 3 pieces: the sleeves, the front, the back, and then I'm just going to cut the pockets out and put them. I need them nice and deep to put my keys and my phone and my glasses when I go swimming. And I need a belt. Well, I don't really need a belt. I could just do this. I mean, am I going to use a belt? Belts are last thing. Yeah, I'm actually really pleased with that. The overlocker wasn't as scary. But okay, so now I'm going to do the raw edge, and then I'll dig out my sewing machine, and I think I'll just dig it out and do that. What do you reckon? Or should I do that? It might add a bit of weight to it, mightn't it? And it might sit down better. You know what? I'm going to have a cup of tea and then I'm going to think about it. I'll come back. Good news. Great news. Wonderful news. I finished them. I have now got a hood. Oh, it's really hard to put on one-handed. Okay, so massive, massive hood. All right. It's fantastic. It'll dry my hair. I ended up just doing, overlocking it on straight on. And then I just used an overlocker to attach, to fold back the hem like I did the cuffs. And then I just ran the sewing machine over and just to flatten that hem a bit, to give it a bit of structure. I've added, belt loops, which, belt loops, because I didn't have belt loops in the pattern, and I've just put a little tie on the inside to hold it closed, so it doesn't blow open in the wind. But it's really, really hard to get a good shot of it because it's grey. But yeah, I'm wrapped. Perfect for going out tonight for my for swimming. So let's see if I can get a better shot of it. Okay, let's have a look at this hood. Yes. Really big annoying fridge that's empty because it's broken. Yes. Okay, so let's have a look. Just got my normal clothes on, of course. So I've added a tie in just to hold it still, because this is what my robes have on the inside. And then I've got the pockets, which are just big rectangles, which I've just added on. I needed extra deep ones because I'm going to put my keys, my phone, even my glasses into them to keep them safe when I'm swimming. And then I've got belt loops, which is just a piece of ribbon sewed onto the side seam, the belt, and it's done. All ready for me to go swimming. Yay!